Tom, are you okay?
I lost her.
Her?
She was going to be this epic, trilogy-worthy character. I was going to be the hottest writer in Hollywood. But I can't get past Act 1!
You need some writers group therapy. Hello and welcome to Writers Group Therapy.
I'm Tom.
And I'm Roshni. We're writers helping writers. Are you ready for your session? The doctors are in. I cannot believe that we're already at the summer.
Summer.
Oh my
Summertime.
gosh.
Summertime.
The year
Summertime.
is just
Summertime.
going by. And so, do you have any summer plans? Are you going out anywhere?
Working and writing and working.
And working on writing.
At some point going home to visit my family because I always do that in like July, August. So
that's fun.
Yeah, I have no other plans for the summer. Just keep on keeping on.
Yeah, I think for us we're going camping maybe. And Comic-Con is happening, but I'm not sure. I might just go down for a day.
Maybe. I don't know yet. So we don't have anything in it except I'm waiting to see about that other project I'm doing with the P in it that I can't talk about.
Okay.
So yeah, maybe. But what else are you gonna keep writing? You're gonna do some writing?
I need to. I'm working on a couple side projects that don't really involve writing, but I think creating just gets me jazzed. So I'm like, cool, I'm going to start attacking my comedy podcast again. My goal is to have that finished by the end of the year so I can have it produced by the beginning of next year.
Cool.
I've now set it on air, so I guess I've set myself a goal. But how about for you? Any projects you're tackling?
Well, I'm looking. This might be the summer that I really step up my writing. I might be getting a writing coach. I really want to dig into the masterclass stuff we've been doing on the writing classes.
Yes.
It's time to kind of really get that to the next level. So I know there's scripts I have that people are interested in if I can actually finish them. So I really want to get there. It's just summer. I work a lot in the summer, so it's just tricky to find the time to keep it all. Get it all going. Some people they're off for the summer kind of thing. School's out, but
you're in reverse.
We're working. We just keep going, and my day job is heavily weighted in the summer. The days are long and always busy.
Yeah, it's funny because for me, I feel like the summer just always slows my brain down and I just don't want to do anything, but it's the ideal time to work because you have the time in theory. So, well, I know you don't have the time, but if you did, what would you do to set yourself up for writing success this summer? You mentioned one, getting a coach.
Yeah.
What else?
Well, one of the things about summer that's cool is the days are longer, more sunlight. So it feels like you have more time. So in the winter, in the fall and spring and winter, when the days are shorter, it gets dark so early and you feel like, oh, it's so late. And, so maybe that extra light will keep you energized and keep you going so that you feel like you can keep working on your projects.
I hope so. So tell me about this coach that you're thinking. Are you going to work with like once a week?
I have no idea yet. I actually, I need to do some research into writing coaches, and we'll share that later.
Okay.
Because getting a writing coach is, I don't know. I really don't know what to expect by it, but I feel like I need someone yelling at me, telling me what to do.
In a nice, genteel way. I actually had a career coach at one point, and he was great. I worked with him, I think, for about 3 to 5 months. I'm trying to remember. It was a while ago. And we just checked in for about an hour or two once a week. And it was just nice to have somebody to bounce things off of. It was like career therapy in a way.
Yeah.
So that was really nice.
Yeah, I feel like I need to hire someone because that way, it's like when you have a boss, when your boss is there, they tell you what to do. They tell you, get the work done. And when you're a writer by yourself, you don't feel like you have that, crack the whip over your head. And I work really well on deadlines when other people are like waiting for stuff from me. So I feel like when I'm just left to my own devices, things just don't go as fast as they should. Like I should really focus more and do that.
So accountability, get some sort of accountability this summer.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because over at my job, summer reading is happening. And so we're getting everybody jazzed up for summer reading. And that's actually kind of a nice thing because even as adults, you can challenge yourself and read, say, 15 books over the summer or whatever, any topic. I find that when I read a lot, it gets me creative in other ways.
Ah, okay.
So, I mean, and I love sci-fi fantasy, which is funny because I don't write in that genre, but when I read a lot, it just makes me want to create more things. I don't know what it is.
That's interesting. In the Neil Gaiman teaches storytelling masterclass I've been doing, he actually mentions like when you get writer's block or you get stuck,
Hmm.
he's like he would read other people's things, just to kind
Mm.
of clear his brain and other great writers to kind of like inspire him and that and take him away from the project he's working on. And then when when you're not thinking about it, you figure out what you're trying to do, kind of comes to you. So that was one little advice he had that I thought was cool.
Oh,
The other
that's
thing he said
neat.
was he would organize his desk too, like so he was in the space where he wrote, but he wasn't
Hmm.
writing, so he would
Oh, okay.
do these other things. One of the other tips he had, and this would be good for everybody for the summer, is he said go places, do things, because as a writer, you're going to have to write about different experiences that your characters are having. So you should have as many experiences as you can, so that you can take in all the senses and all the environmental things that are going on. Like when you go to the beach, what does it sound like? What does it smell like? What does the sand feel like? He gets very tactile in the way he talks. But yeah, so go to the beach, go to the mountains, go somewhere this summer where you can kind of internalize what those settings are like, what those activities are like. How do you feel when you're climbing a mountain? How do you feel when you're surfing? Because those are things that may someday be something you need to write about.
Yeah, that's cool. And I mean, honestly, it even just makes sense from a standpoint of if you have writer's block, shake it up, go take a walk, clear your head. I mean, on a very basic scale. So yeah, that totally makes sense. That's really awesome. I need to
Yeah.
do that one. I actually did finish the Steve Martin course.
Oh, cool.
So that was really good. He got more into writing it towards the end, but we can do an in-depth review of Masterclass, our first classes later on
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna
But
be. I'm almost done with Neil Gaiman, and then I'm gonna jump into I think Aaron Sorkin, uh, for writing. So
oh,
yeah,
Shonda Rhimes is my next
yeah,
one.
plan
Yeah.
yeah, planning to do a lot of that this summer if I can. I feel
Mhm.
like this is the summer of education for me. Like, I've made it this far on what I've learned from reading other scripts and doing a few online courses and Save the Cat and that kind of stuff. But I feel like I've been plugging away and trying to get scripts done, without having the full toolbox available to me. It's like you went to build a car with one wrench and a hammer. You didn't have all the tools. You could beat enough of it together to make it look kind of like a car, but it's not a car. That's kind of a really horrible analogy, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like I've, kind of reached a point where my writing's going to need a little more help. The writing coach. Do I need a class? Do I need, I'm doing these master classes. What other books should I read? What other scripts should I read? So I'm
Mhm.
trying to do all those things and, make this year kind of like, I want to end this year with like all these scripts kind of like really well positioned going into next year. So this summer is kind of my like, okay, let's take stock. Let's figure out what we need to do to really get my writing to the point where I can finish these projects and they'll be good.
That's cool. I think for me, I guess maybe we should have started with all this, right? Mine would probably be Summer of Inspiration because I feel like when I came back from my trip, I was not inspired to work. Well, and then I got sick for a month, so I really wasn't inspired to work.
Blah.
So trying to like ease back into it has been a hard transition for me because I just don't feel motivated. So going to things like the Writers Guild dinner that I just recently went to, or listening to master class and stuff like that, it gets me inspired enough to the point where I want to sit down and write again, which is good. I haven't felt that way in 2 months.
That's cool. Very that's very cool. No, that's great.
Yeah, yeah. How about you? So anything else? I know you were reading all those scripts too.
Yeah, I'm still trying to read scripts. That's something I can do, and you can do, anybody can do. There's some great apps for reading scripts on the phone. So when you're out and about, you can kind of do these things. When I'm on the bus or the train, I can kind of like read all the time. Use those moments when you can't do anything else to kind of keep reading. So yeah, I'm going to be doing that, and I'll let you know what else I come up with.
Well, hopefully by the end of the summer, you're going to be a fount of knowledge, and I will actually have my entire series written, or most of it written, and ready for, a pass through the writers group or something. So how about for all of you? What are your ideas to set yourself up for summer success? Let us know at writersgrouptherapy.com. You can also let us know on Twitter at WG Therapy if you want to find us individually.
I'm Tom_Loveman on Twitter and Tom Loveman on Instagram.
I'm at Roshni Lumino on Twitter and at Moonlily Music on Instagram. Thanks so much for listening. If you like what you hear, subscribe and share it with your friends, and we'll see you next week.